Morning, good afternoon, good evening, you lovely people, whichever one it is for you. Welcome back to Lilywhite Lane. I hope that you're all having a really good Wednesday and week wherever you are in the world and whatever you are planning to get up to. Alright, Ramblers, let's get rambling. Before we talk Tottenham quickly, isn't it bloody cold here in the UK at the minute? I mean, any smokers watching this, be careful that the flame on your lighter doesn't freeze. I'm being serious. It's that cold. Now, I know my Canadian friends who watch this channel will be taking the mick already because it goes down to like minus 25 over there and they just crack on with their daily lives. Whereas over here, it's crisis mode when we go down to -1. It might just be me being a southern fairy and you hard buggers from up north can deal with it a little bit better, but it's really, really cold. I'm doing that Alistair Gold thing, I realise. You know, where he talks absolute rubbish for 5 minutes about why his car wouldn't start in the morning and how he saw a, nice looking pigeon that made him look happy on the way to the shop. So let's crack on and let's stop talking rubbish and talk about the depressing state of Tottenham Hotspur right now. And look, some news came out yesterday. There's always news surrounding this football club, isn't there? And not a lot of it's positive, to be honest. We had the, Bentang Kerban the other day, the club badge, which I'll get onto later in today's video. But news came out yesterday that really was shocking. I mean, how am I going to, go on with my life after hearing this? It's just so unexpected. Tottenham ranked 16th in the Premier League when it comes to ownership investment. You mean to tell me that the owners of this football club don't invest as much as they should, or as much as us fans would like them to? Stone me. I mean, who could have seen that one coming? Obviously, I'm joking. I'm being sarcastic. I think most Spurs fans would agree and say that the owners don't invest as much as they'd like them to, or as much as they should in this football club. But this is why we aren't moving forward, as I say. We're ranked 16th in the Premier League when it comes to ownership investment. Our aim every season is top 4. Not to, as I say, improve the team to bring in top quality players and contend for the Champions League. No, our main aim for top 4 is to bring money into the business because the owners care more about that than they do the football. I'd like to see how much they actually invest into other things, into NFL deals and F1 deals compared to how much they spend on the football club, because that's what it's all about. That's why top 4 is always the priority, to line their pockets with that money that they can invest in NFL deals, in F1 deals, in concerts, and make more money for the business, not the football club. In my opinion, it's pretty sinister, but we're witnessing the erosion of Tottenham culture. We're witnessing, as I say, the name being taken away from this football club. When you go to the stadium, how many times do you see recognition of legends or the history of this football club? There's none of it. We don't have a stand named after a legend. Okay, fair enough, the stadium's new, but it's where the old White Hart Lane used to be. Where's the statue of Bill Nicholson outside, or what Chelsea have? The massive placards outside and those things. I don't know exactly what you call them or what the right term is, but you go to Stamford Bridge and they've got, as I say, all the signs outside, giving little descriptions of bits of history about their football club. We don't have any of that. There's no recognition of the history of this football club, the people who made Tottenham what it is today. There's no Tottenham name anywhere, as I say, around Tottenham. Now the Tottenham name's been taken away from the badge. At first, I thought, must have taken a lot of brainstorming for that one. What a corporate decision that was, and taking the piss, obviously, because there's not much change. But the change is that they've taken the name Tottenham Hotspur away from the Tottenham Hotspur logo. So now that logo can be used for all sorts of different promotional things without saying the name Tottenham Hotspur. When you go to the club website, as I say, a stadium that can host concerts, events, and Tottenham Hotspur games. Hang on a second. Tottenham Hotspur games should be the top thing. Tottenham Hotspur should be the only logo on the Tottenham Hotspur club shop because it's a club shop for Tottenham, right? But you look at the club shop, there's an NFL logo, there's an F1 logo, constantly promoting other things other than Tottenham games at the stadium to make more money for the business and for the owners. And it makes me sick because what happens on the pitch should be the priority. I don't care about doing all these things if you were investing the money, but when you look at the fact that we're 16th in the Premier League for ownership investment, and when you look at what the money's going towards, everything other than Tottenham and what happens on the pitch, it goes to show why we're not moving forward. I don't think we're moving necessarily backwards. I just think until Enic and Levy go, as frustrating as this is to say, for the most part, we're going to finish within the region of 4th to 8th. because they are not going to invest enough money so that we can go on to win trophies consistently, so that we can go on to contend for league titles consistently. We might, if Enic and Levy stay here for another 10, 15 years, we might contend for 1 or 2 league titles. But do I think we'll win them? No, because I don't think Enic and Levy will give whatever manager we have at the time the right backing and that extra quality player to get us over the line, which they didn't with Pochettino. Pochettino needed 1 or 2 proven quality players in 2016, 17, 18, and we would have been sitting here now talking about Spurs not just winning, 2 Carabao Cups since Enic and Levy started taking control of this football club, but winning a Premier League, potentially even a Champions League, in that final. So I really, really do think the priority for the owners is the business side of things. And we're slowly watching the name Tottenham being taken away from, as I say, the football club. The branding and everything, it frustrates me. It really, really does. We're watching an administration, as I say, try and take away the history and the culture of this football club. And it's frustrating to see. And not enough people doing, anything about it. I've been preaching Enic and Levy out on this channel for years. But as I say, I think so many fans now are used to mediocrity that they accept it under these owners. And, this is just who Spurs are. And I'll have a couple of points and I'll enjoy the game. If things go tits up, if I'm watching it in the pub, I'll go home a bit upset and that'll be all right. And when you go to the stage, and I say, I'll go outside, have a hot dog and it'll be okay. I was watching the Tottenham away stream with the guy from the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust on Monday, and he said it perfectly after that Ipswich game. They just lost 2-1 and everyone's outside laughing, having a good time, drinking, and he was fuming. And it's like, yeah, but so many fans now are just used to results like that and accepting mediocrity that it doesn't bother them as much as it should. I'm not as bothered now as I was a few years back when Spurs lose a game like the one against Ipswich. I'm angry at the time, but I get over it quicker because I'm used to it. I'm used to the same cycle repeating itself. The owners keep investing, as I say, the lack of money. Managers keep coming in. Managers keep getting sacked. More money goes into the business side of things. Again, I don't think we're moving backwards, so I'm not going to say, I'm really worried for the future of this football club. I'm just upset about what the future I think is going to be for this football club, because I just think we're going to stay the same. Nothing's changing. The owners are still going to continue to invest the amount of money that they have been. They're still going to continue to sack managers. They're not going to go out there and sign the proven and quality players, and they keep going to, they're going to keep signing business deals, brand deals, all of these different things. When the stadium loses the naming rights, let's say it goes to Coca-Cola, where's the actual Tottenham Hotspur name around Tottenham Hotspur? You go to Old Trafford, Man United on the outside, as I say. Inside, they've got stands, as I say, and seats and things that pay homage to legends of the football club, You go to all these different grounds and they've got recognition for legends in the history of this football club. When the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium changes name, where is the recognition actually going to be for the history? Please, someone tell me. There's not going to be any Tottenham Hotspur, name outside the stadium. The logo is going to be shown, but the Tottenham Hotspur name isn't under it anymore. It's going to be NFL F1 stuff with the Tottenham logo, but again, without the Tottenham name under it. We're not going to see the Tottenham name anywhere at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It is worrying. It is worrying. And when you, as I say, look at it as its own thing, the brand logo change thing, and the club badge change, it's sort of like, But when you actually think about it with everything else, the F1 and the NFL logo on the club shop, it just goes to show that the owners care a lot more about the business side of things than they do the football side of things. And that, in my opinion, is why Spurs aren't improving. The owners are going to continue investing the amount that they are. The only priority is Champions League football. There's not a huge aim for success at this football club. Ange Postecoglou, in my opinion, is not the right manager to take us forward. But we might bring in a manager who works, who could work, and we'll end up sacking him anyway. We've had good managers, we've had bad managers, we've had average managers. None of them have succeeded at this football club, all for the same reason, because they've not been given the right amount of backing, and because of the culture of this football club, where losing is accepted by fans and by the owners, and the top 4 is the priority, right? We're currently witnessing the name Tottenham being taken away from the football club, the history. This is why so many people, I think, from my generation take the piss about no trophies. Because they don't do it with Villa. And Villa won trophies donkeys years ago. But why? Because they've got statues around their stadium. Because they constantly pay homage to their legends and the history of the football club. We don't. So unless you really research it, how are people going to know that Spurs won the double in 61? How are people going to know that we won the Europa League in 84 and have won the Europa League twice and have European history, you know? How are people going to know about the 91 FA Cup unless they lived through it? That's why so many people around my age, 17, 18, 19, 20, take the piss about Spurs, no trophies. One, because we've only won 2, as I say, since 1999. But also, because there's no recognition at the football club or around the football club of the history. There's no talk about the history in my generation. So therefore, a lot of people don't know that history even exists. You know? We need to build a statue, in my opinion. We need to build a wall. We need to build a statue of Bill Nicholson outside the stadium. We need to name a stand, not the South Stand or the East Stand or the West Stand. You know, name a stand after a legend or something historic that's happened at this football club. I think we need to get rid of the NFL and F1 logos off the club shop, and if I was in charge, I'd straight away put the name back under the badge and the brand logo. Because at first I didn't read too much into it. You know, Japan rebranding must have taken a lot of corporate strategy to come up with that one. But when you think about the amount of money that was probably invested in that, just to take the name Tottenham away from the Tottenham badge, it pisses me off. It does, guys. It's not been very organised, this video, but you know my thoughts and opinions on the owners. I think they're not necessarily making this club worse, but they're making a lot of fans accept mediocrity, and some are so used to it that they're not prepared to take any action or discuss it, just accept where we are. I don't think the club's moving backwards, I don't think the club's moving forward, and this is a horrible, horrible reality in my head. It's not a truth, it's not a fact. Like some people say, I speak facts. No, you don't. You say it how you think it is, unless you're literally stating a proven fact from a reliable source, okay? But in my opinion, as long as these owners are here, we are never going to reach the heights that most fans want us to and that most fans expect, and rightly so. Fans are very much entitled to expect the best results when they're being charged the highest, you know, season ticket prices, when elderly people are now being charged for the successions. It's because I'm watching the series at the minute. Very good with Brian Cox by the minute, but with the money that they're being charged, and yeah, I just think, as I say, at this football club right now, we're not moving anywhere. We're not moving forwards. We're not moving backwards. The owners aren't investing as much, which has been clearly shown by The Athletic, and it's going to continue going this way, in my opinion. And we're entitled to a lot more. Maybe if fans were being charged 30 quid to go to a Tottenham game, maybe we don't have as much of a right to complain. But when you're charging 60 quid for a ticket, which is the highest in the Premier League, why should we as fans who are paying that money not expect Tottenham to be top of the Premier League? If you're top of the prices list, why are you not top of the list, as I say, of success and what the club's doing on the pitch? Off the pitch, we're charging so much money for mediocrity that's being shown on the pitch. And in my opinion, it's not good enough. It's poor from the owners. I'm sick to death of them. But as I say, I still rant about them on this channel, but nowhere near as much as I did before, because as much as I want things to change, I can't see them. I really, really can't see them changing. I think the only time it will change is when Levy sells, and I don't think he's going to be forced to do that, because I don't think there'll be enough fan pressure in person or online. Guys, comment down below your thoughts and opinions. Take care. Bit of a depressing one, that, isn't it? Bit of a depressing one. Spurs aren't ever do anything whilst Enic and Levy here. Anyway, I'm off to have a cheese. Sorry about that. Is that broken? No, it's not. Anyway, easily distracted like Alan Partridge, who I mentioned in the openings. I'm off to have a cheese sandwich after that depressing video. Have a smashing rest of your day and week. And as always,